welcome back to PACIS TV. This is the time for the news in English. I am Benjamin Kwizera and these are the headlines. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, arrived in Nairobi to join his fellow leaders at inauguration of Africa Forward Summit. In Nyamagabe, residents and traders operating in modern Kigeme Market in Nyamagabe district say the new facility has significantly reduced the losses they used to suffer while working in the former open-air market. Christians and religious leaders serving in Cyanguwa Cathedral Parish say a two-day training on synodality has inspired them to improve the way they work. In international news, Pope Leo XIV has called on Christians and Muslims to work together. Welcome once again for the news in details. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, arrived in Nairobi to join his fellow leaders at inauguration of Africa Forward Summit. The summit mainly aimed to enhance the cooperation between African countries and friends. News in detail.
President Paul Kagame has arrived in Nairobi, Kenya to join fellow African leaders at the inauguration African Forward Summit, a high-level gathering focused on strengthening cooperation between Africa and France in areas such as trade, investment, innovation, and technology. The summit, which opened on Monday, May 11th, is bringing together heads of states, business leaders, and policymakers from across the continent and France. The event, co-hosted by Kenyan President William Ruto and French President Emmanuel Macron under Partnership for Innovation and Growth. Organizers say the summit has attracted more than 4,000 participants, including over 25 African heads of states and government, highlighting growing interest in deep economic and technological collaboration between Africa and France. During the summit, President Kagame is expected to co-chair a roundtable discussion on artificial intelligence and digital technologies. He also addressed a plenary session focused on green industrialization and energy transition. Alongside African and French business leaders, discussions are expected to explore new opportunities for sustainable development and innovation-driven growth across the continent. The summit comes from Rwanda, and France continue to strengthen bilateral cooperation in several sectors. In 2024, the two countries signed a €400 million development partnership agreement running through 2028, with investment targeting healthcare, environment protection, and youth skills development. Rwanda and France also maintain cooperation in aviation and defense, including direct Rwanda-Air flights between Kigali and Paris, as well as military exchange programs between the Rwandan Defense Force and the French Armed Force. The Africa Forward Summit is expected to conclude with the adoption of Nairobi Declaration outlining future priorities and commitment for Africa-France cooperation.
Residents and traders operating in modern Kigeme Market in Nyamagabe district say the new facility has significantly reduced the losses they used to suffer while working in the former open-air market. News in detail.
Located in Kigeme Gasaka sector in Nyamagabe district, Kigeme Market serves more than 2,000 people, including local residents and Congolese refugees living in Kigeme refugee camp. Traders involved in different businesses said that the previous market, which was not roofed, was once destroyed by fire. During rainy season, they also faced heavy losses as water damaged their merchandise. They say the modern market infrastructure has greatly improved their working conditions, enabling them to conduct business safely and earn better profits to support their families. Before, we used to suffer from the rain and we were working in loss. But now, we are doing great. Sometimes I get the profit of 4,000 per day, or I buy a farm of maize and I get profit of 5,000. Things are incredibly good. We would like to thank them that we no longer suffer from the rain. Before we came in this market, we used to work in a very old market made in trees and timbers. However, some traders say challenges still remain, especially in the upper section of the market. They explain that whenever it rains, strong winds cause rainwater to leak into market, damaging some of their goods. The traders are now appealing to authorities to address the issues so that they continue working in a safer environment. We would like to thank the government for thinking about us. We are really grateful, but for us who operate on the top of the building, we would like to request the government to deal with some unfinished activities because sometimes we suffer from the rain. Speaking to the media, the mayor of Nyamagabe district, the blonde Niyomungeri, acknowledged the concerns raised by the traders and assured them that the district has plans underway to resolve the problem permanently. The construction of Kigeme Market is not yet finished, and we would like to let you know that we will adjust it. This market will be constructed in many phases, so the problem you have seen will be solved in phase number 2. Kigeme Market was constructed by the government of Rwanda in 2023 to support both refugees living in Kigeme refugee camp and nearby residents by providing a safe and modern trading environment, protecting goods from rain and sunshine, and helping traders improve their livelihoods and family welfare.
From Nyamagabe to Cyangugu, Christians and religious leaders serving in Cyangugu Cathedral Parish say a 2-day training synodality has inspired them to improve the way they work together and strengthen the culture of listening to one another in building a united church. News in detail.
The training, which concluded on Sunday, the 10th of May 2026, brought together participants at the Jesuit Training Center in Cyangugu Cathedral Parish. They reflected on key topics including the role of Holy Spirit in the church, leadership in synodal church, decision-making, transparency, accountability, and mission evaluation. Participants say the lessons learned will help them to improve their service and church leadership. We must listen to everyone without selfishness. We must act simply so that we would understand what Holy Spirit tells everyone. And then we all together seek the vision or solution of what we need to achieve after listening to everyone. They were also encouraged to share the knowledge gained, grassroots Christian communities and other faithful so that the spirit of synodality can reach all levels of the church. During discussions, participants pointed out challenges that still exist within the church, including decision-making driven by emotions rather than the Holy Spirit and the concentration of power in the hands of a few individuals. Father Felix Hakizimana said, Synod is an opportunity for renewal and reform within the church. As it is in the final document of Synod of Bishops, what these trainings aim is to normalize the culture of working together. These trainings gave us opportunity to change ourselves. The Bishop of Cyangugu Diocese, Edward Sinayobye, reminded Christians that the Synod is not a platform for announcements, but rather a process of listening, dialogue, and working together as one church. His Holiness Pope Francis used to emphasize this, saying that the church of nowadays must be more understanding, must be the church that interacts with its children in the way of comprehending what the Holy Spirit requests church nowadays. Organizers emphasized that the synod process gives everyone an equal opportunity to share ideas in a respectful and constructive manner. The training in Cyangugu was conducted at the diocesan level and is now concluding at parish level, following the final synod document approved by Pope Francis in October 2024 as a guide for church worldwide.
Young people studying tailoring at Nyamagabe Youth Center are calling for support in accessing job opportunities before completing their training programs. News in detail.
The Nyamagabe Youth Center was established to support different categories of young people, including school dropouts, graduates, students still pursuing their studies, and youth engaged in small-scale jobs. The center equips them with practical skills aimed at helping them achieve self-reliance and improve their livelihoods. Through vocational training programs such as tailoring, barbering, hairdressing, and beauty services, as well as entertainment activities involving music and traditional games, the center provides opportunities. Among beneficiaries are Claudine Mutuyimana and Trifen Byumvuhore, who are currently studying tailoring. They say that training is giving them hope and confidence for a better future.
I completed my primary school. The government helped me. I came to this center. I study and I'm trying to develop myself. Tailoring will help me to overcome bad life I used to live and reach this development.
The young women explain that they have already acquired the skills in sewing school uniform, skirts, and other garments. They emphasize that their main wish is for trainees who already possess sufficient tailoring skills opportunities. According to them, this would allow them to earn money, to solve personal challenges, support their families, and avoid falling victims to people who might take advantage for their poverty, luring them with money and ultimately destroying their dreams.
What the government may help us with, especially with those who have some skills, they may give us the jobs to sew uniforms of children, like in nursery, why not in secondary students?
The mayor of Nyamagabe district, Hildebrand Yomugeri, says the youth center plays a significant role in empowering youth people. Implementing the trainees' request may not be easy. He assured them that the district will continue supporting graduates from the center in accessing employment opportunities.
We are now happy that we have a large number of youth who joined Nyamagabe Training Center. And we also have partners, these students who study tailoring and even others. What we may do for them is to assure them that when they complete their courses, we will help them to get the jobs.
Currently, the Nyamagabe District Youth Center supports more than 87 young people from different sectors of the district. The number of boys enrolled remains very low, representing 3%, while girls account for 97% of beneficiaries. Since launching its activities in 2022, the center has already helped more than 650 young people acquire skills that enable them to secure jobs or start their own businesses.
In the Kaugayi commemoration event for victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, buried at Nyabisindo Memorial Site in Nyamabuye Sector, Muhanga District, was organized by Adepar Church. The ceremony began with the laying of wreaths at the memorial site, which holds the remains of 121 genocide victims and focused on remembering the lives lost while promoting unity and peace. During the event, genocide survivor Jean-D'Arc Nirenganya urged young people to participate in development activities and avoid individuals who spread divisionism and genocide ideology, particularly through social media. Muhanga District Council President Gilbert Chimimana also emphasized that combating genocide ideology is the responsibility of every Rwandan citizen. Pastor Reverend Ndayizeye Isayi, spokesperson of the RDPL Church in Rwanda, encouraged the parents to maintain open communication with their children and guide them with a truthful history to prevent misinformation. He further called on all Rwandans to strengthen unity, support one, and work together towards sustainable development while continuing to fight against genocide ideology. After a short commercial break, we are continuing with the international news.
I wish I could leave my skin behind.
Icy'ingenzi ntabwo ari ukugira diplome ya kaminuza. Uyu munsi birahagije kuganira n'umuntu byonyine ukamenya ko yize muri kaminuza ibonetse yose cyangwa se ko yize muri kaminuza Gatolika y'u Rwanda, Catholic University of Rwanda, by'umwihariko mu ishami ryayo rya Kigali. Ubu abazi guhitamo neza batangiye kwiyandikisha muri Catholic University of Rwanda Kigali campus ikorera Nyamirambo. abashaka kwiga mu mashami y'uburezi kwiyandikisha mu gihembwe kizatangira mu kwezi kwa gatatu March intake byaratangiye muri Post Graduate Diploma in Education PGDE. Aba biga muri weekend. Hatangwa kandi amasomo muri Department of Education in Sciences mu mashami ya Economics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Geography na Mathematics and Economics. Hari kandi Department of Education in Arts and Social Sciences mu mashami ya English and Kinyarwanda, English and French, French and Kinyarwanda, English and Kiswahili, Economics and Entrepreneurship, English and History, Economics and History na Economics and Geography. Uhitamo kwiga ku manywa cyangwa se mu biruhuko. Twakira kandi abanyeshuri bafite A1 muri education bakeneye gukomeza amasomo yabo ku rwego rwa A0. Iyandikisha unyuze kuri wa@CUR.AC.RW. Wanahamagara cyangwa ukandika ubutumwa kuri 07 83 18 86 26 cyangwa 07 33 21 46 78 cyangwa none 07 88 52 41 98. Wanandika email kuri curkigali-campus@gmail.com.
The only way to being found is getting lost.
Yemwe yashuri bose bashaka ni College Fondation Sinagera.
Mama we.
Iri ni ishuri ribumbatiye icyerekezo cy'u Rwanda twifuza kuko ritanga uburezi buhamye mu mashuri y'inshuke, abanza, icyiciro rusange ndetse n'amashami y'imyuga n'ubumenyingiro mu buhinzi, ubworozi, food processing, ubwubatsi, ubuganishi bw'ibinyabiziga, fashion design, gutunganya imisatsi, ububaji n'ubusuderi. Hari n'amasomo y'igihe gito short courses mu mashami yavuzwe haruguru aherekezwa na practice zihagije kuko abanyeshuri bigira mu nganda za Sinagera International Football Academy yigisha abana guhera ku myaka 6 gucunga ruhago sawa atletism, imbyino nyarwanda no kwiga amategeko y'umuhanda no gutwara ibinyabiziga nabyo biri mu nyongera y'amasomo. Abana biga amashuri y'incuke n'abanza basoza ibyo byiciro bose bazi gutwara igare. Umwana wa segonderi atahana uruhusa rwo gutwara ibinyabiziga. Witinda kwandikisha umwana ku ishuri kuri Nyirangarama cyangwa ku mashami ya Sinagera Entreprise Urwibutso hose mu gihugu. Ubindi busobanuro hamagara 0788355123 cyangwa 0788355999. Twubaka ubukungu bushingiye ku bumenyi.
Hanyuma rero ugiye kutubwira impamvu zatumye uhitamo kuza gusaba akazi hano.
Bwa mbere nza gusaba akazi hano nari nabitekerejeho, mbabarire. Murakoze. Mu by'ukuri numvaga mfite ubushobozi ndetse n'ubushake.
So kutiteguye bihagije ni ukutaryama neza. Rwanda Farm, le paradis du matelas.
Muri Gicurasi kuri Canal Plus wicikwa n'imikino y'indyankurye, aho umwami wa Premier League azambikwa ikamba, FA Cup igahamya ubukaka bwayo, uwegukana Ligue 1 ahangwa imboni, Bundesliga yo ikimpaka. Muri Liga mwaba muzi uzitwa igihangange cya Espagne. Naho ku ya 30 Gicurasi umunyabigozi andika amateka mu mukino wa nyuma wa UEFA Champions League. Kuko ugomba kubaho ibyiza bihora kugeza ku ya 31 Gicurasi. Gura bone musanzwe ugura wongereho 2,000 uhabwa amashani yose ya Canal Plus na DSTV English Plus. Gurira ku mucurizi wemewe no kuri Mobile Money.
Bakerarugendo namwe bashyitsi mugenda mu karere ka Muhanga no mu tundi turere two mu ntara y'Amajyepfo n'intara y'Iburengerazuba, namwe mwese mukeneye serivisi za hotel, ni muze nimugira mu mujyi wa Muhanga mukomeze gato. Nimugera i Kabgayi murahasanga hoteli yiteguye kubakirana urugwiro. Iyo nta yindi ni Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi. Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi tugufitiye serivisi zitandukanye za bar na restaurant kandi zitanga ubuhanga n'icyubahiro ku mukiriya utugana. Tubafitiye kandi imikino itandukanye ifasha abatugana kuruhuka nka pisine wogeramo ukaruhuka mu mutwe, imyicungo igezweho abana bidagaduriramo bagataha banezerewe, tennis na table game bakunze kwita biyari, igisoro ndetse na volley yo ku mucanga bakunze kwita beach volley mukunda muri benshi nayo ntitwayibagiwe. Ikindi nuko muri hoteli Setandre Kabwe twakira inama zitandukanye kuko tubafitiye ibyumba byiza by'inama utasanga ahandi, byaba bito ndetse n'ibishobora kwakira abantu benshi, ariko by'akarusho tukaba tubafasha no gukora inama mukoresheje ikoranabuhanga mu gihe mutari kumwe mu cyumba. Kubifuza serivisi za catering Hotel Setandre Kabgayi, amafunguro n'ibinyobwa tubibagerezaho ku gihe. Tubafitiye ibyumba byiza byagutse biri mu byiciro bitandukanye, harimo n'ibyo bakunze kwita suite mu ndimi z'amahanga, ndetse byose ukaba ubibona ku giciro cyiza. Muri make ugeze muri Hotel Setandre Kabgayi ahora yifuza kugaruka kubera uburyo yakiranywe ubwuzu n'icyubahiro tutasanga ahandi, kuko serivisi tuzitanga kinyamwuga kandi zishingiye ku ndangagaciro za kizizi. Ku bindi bisobanuro waduhamagara kuri telefone ziri kuri ekara yawe cyangwa ukatwandikira unyuze ku mbuga nkoranyambaga zacu zitandukanye. Hoteli Setandre Kabgayi, imfura mu mahoteli mu gutanga serivisi nziza inoze kandi ku gihe.
Welcome to our international news. In South Africa, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa says he will legally challenge a report that has paved by government of South Africa the way of Parliament to consider impeachment proceedings against him over the theft of large sums of money from the government. A constitutional court ruling last week found that Parliament acted unconstitutionally when it voted against establishing an impeachment inquiry against Ramaphosa. The controversy stems from so-called the Fala scandal, in which thousands of dollars were stolen from for furniture game. An independent panel found there was prima facie evidence that Ramaphosa may have committed serious misconduct in the way he handled the matter. In the Vatican, speaking at an interfaith meeting in Rome, His Holiness Pope Leon XIV encouraged Christians and Muslims to work together and live together. He explained that in Islam, compassion is seen as a gift from God, while Christianity, it is fully revealed through Jesus Christ's love and sharing in human sufferings. Pope Leon XIV also praised Jordan for its generosity in welcoming refugees, highlighting the importance of caring for the poor and vulnerable. Addressing to the modern world, Pope warned that constant exposure to suffering through technology and social media can make our people emotionally numb and suffering from people from different areas across the world. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. But before we go to the end of our news edition, let's go back to the top stories. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, arrived in Nairobi to join his fellow leaders at inauguration of Africa Forward Summit. The residents and the traders operating the modern Kigeme market in Nyamagabe district say the new facility has significantly reduced the losses they used to suffer while working to the former open-air market. In Cyangugu, Christians and religious leaders serving in Cyangugu Cathedral Parish say a two-day training synodality has inspired them to improve the way they work. In international news, Pope Leon XIV has called on Christians and Muslims to work together. Thank you very much once again for being with us tonight. This is PACIS TV. I am Benjamin Kwizera. I wish you a very good night.